Hey, Tonya.
What's up, Josue? How are you?
Pretty good. Gonna play some Super Smash Brothers. How about you?
Yeah, because we Smash Brothers. Welcome, everybody. This is Antonio,
And Josue.
and we're going to be doing a Let's Play on Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64.
Go.
Alright, skip that little title sequence. Before I start, I just gotta gush right now and let you know right now, this is one of my all-time favorite games. I grew up playing this game. I've been playing this game since I was like in second grade.
You know how long I've been playing this game?
How long?
Since I realized I had thumbs.
Yeah, I don't think it was around that long.
I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure.
No. All right. Well, so I'm kind of gonna guide you real quick just through the kind of the big features of this game. In this game, you have 4 modes. You have
First player.
first player with 1 player, which is pretty much now you would call campaign. You have versus mode, which is kind of like party mode. And in party mode, you can play with up to 4 people, and you can play kind of like different levels and do what you want.
And for first player, if you click on it, Tonio, you have 2 modes. You got training, first player, and then you also have practice modes. Practice modes come with 2 things. You know, one of them's agility based. You know, there's little itty bitty platforms you gotta jump on. Second one is a target practice. This is really fun, especially with like, you know, Pikachu, for instance, since he has Thunderbolt. You know, you can shoot your Thunderbolt, but when it's people like Mario, it's a lot more challenging, you know, because you gotta actually run up and physically hit them.
Right. And before we go any further, I'm just gonna. You have 2 other things here at the end, just to not leave you hanging. You have options. You can change your options and whatnot. Data. It shows you what kind of characters you have and what they do, kind of like a little description of them and what games they were in.
Yeah, it comes with a full bio, you know, where they come from, and you also have records, you know, depending on who you play, you get, you know, how badass you were or how much Jigglypuff sucks. Because everybody knows Jigglypuff sucks.
Yeah. And let's go 1 player, and let's show you the different characters that are in the game. You have Mario,
Donkey Kong,
Link,
Samus,
Yoshi,
Pikachu,
and you have Kirby
and Fox.
and Fox. And you also have these mystery players over here.
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. Yeah, I wasn't gonna spoil them, but that's why I decided. You have Jigglypuff. You have Ness. You have Luigi, and Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon is always my favorite.
And Captain Falcon's pretty good.
And then my brother reset at the 64, and we lost everybody. Immediately almost started crying.
Your brother's kind of a dick.
Yeah, kind of is.
All right. Anyway, so I'll go through campaign mode real quick with the character, just so you can kind of get a gist of what it's like to play the game. I probably won't play the whole thing because I also want to show you different features, and I'm going to show you pretty much the predominant feature of this game and kind of what made it successful, which was versus mode.
This is true. So let's play on hard with only 1 life so we can really run through this.
All right, let's play. Actually, let's play very hard.
Okay, let's leave. Yeah, just 1 life.
1 life. Let's do 1 life. All right. So first level, we have Pikachu versus Link.
Link was always a girly looking man.
He was very girly.
But, you know, he could pull his bombs out of his ass, so I didn't really fuck with him.
Yeah.
Considering the fact he's my favorite character, he is who I play.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, this game is really nice for the year it came out. It came out in 1999. It had some pretty good graphics. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on at screen at once. You have a lot of different movements going on in the characters, and then you have a lot of the textures on the screen, a lot of the backgrounds, the stages themselves. So, I mean, this game, it's 2D in the sense that you can only move side to side, but it is 3D because the camera does change around. So, it is kind of a nice kind of little perspective there.
And maps always change, you know, like Link has his own map, Pikachu has his own map, you know, because it's the Pokemon Stadium. Everybody else has their own specific map, you know.
Yeah.
There might be one person maybe that doesn't, like the specials, you know, Captain Falcon and Ness, I don't believe, have their own maps, but
Yeah,
everybody else does.
I don't think any of the special ones have a special.
Well, I mean, Luigi technically does. Since
Luigi
it's Pokemon.
technically does.
And
This,
then Jigglypuff since it's a Pokemon. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
see?
Anyway, but this game is just laid out really nice. This is kind of Nintendo's way of trying to enter a different genre. They don't really make fighting games for the most part. I mean, I don't really know of any other fighting games out there that are made by Nintendo that are popular like this one.
Really? Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, not top. This is kind of, you know, Nintendo kind of wanted to try something new. Originally, this game kind of came. They weren't trying to, like, you know, incorporate all these different characters into their fighting game. They were just making a fighting game. I think originally the idea was like polygons that were originally going to be filled with um, different colors and like polygons and just characters that nobody had ever heard of. And Nintendo thought that was really bland, so they instead put in Nintendo characters. So you have kind of this Nintendo's biggest names all in one game. So as you can see, when you're fighting here on the actual gameplay, you have a pretty big stretch as far as how far you can move. Here, I'm gonna move all the way to the end of the screen. You can see that it'll still stay pretty clear and concise. You can still tell where you are if I do that. I mean, the controls are really nice. Wouldn't you agree, Jose?
They are.
The basic controls are on the Nintendo 64 remote. You have the C buttons, which are used for jumping, and then you also have B, which is your special move. And then if you press any direction on the directional pad or the joypad, you'll be able to change this kind of special move. For example, Pikachu's got this thunder move that you can do if I hold B and down, like that.
And then Link, has his grenades, or bombs, whatever you like to call it.
And you also have A, which is physical attacks. Physical attacks kind of used to kind of finish an opponent off. If I want to knock somebody off the edge, I might use a physical move, and the same goes for those moves. If you hold a direction on the joypad, it'll change what kind of move it is.
This is true. But you gotta know how to use, like, bomb. And Z is also for shield, and then tuck and rolls if you, aim any way, any direction. We gotta be careful, once you hit, as you can tell, my character being Link is at 182%, and any hit like that shoots me up into the stars.
Yeah. That's kind of a unique feature, actually, now you talk about it. A unique feature of Super Smash Bros. There really isn't another fighting game that's like that. Kind of the purpose of this part of the game, this party game, is to knock your opponents off the screen. And once you do, you get a point. And if you get knocked off, you lose a point. So the way you kind of do that is you build up their damage percentage. As you can see at the bottom, there's 4 different sprite heads for 4 different characters on the screen. And each has a different percentage. And the more you get hit, the higher percentage goes. And these percentages kind of determine how much a move will damage. I had a higher percentage there, so I got knocked right off the screen. Whereas if somebody like Josue, who has 14%, if I hit him, it won't really affect him as much.
Of course, I will get tossed, but it won't be as drastic as, somebody with so much damage. Oh my gosh, I like this fan. How do you feel the fans?
I don't know. You think you pull R?
Chuck test, I figured it out.
Anyway, and so there's a lot of cool features in this game.
I think this game was meant to be multiplayer. Like there is the quote-unquote campaign, but
yeah,
the multiplayer is where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, the game's determining factor is whether being popular or not, and really the campaign mode. People don't really play. In the newer ones, they've kind of added campaign, like in Brawl. I don't know if you played Super Smash Bros. Brawl this way, but they have a new campaign mode that's really detailed, actually.
I can't remember the last time I played any other game other than Super Smash Bros. From Nintendo. So this is by far my favorite. But keep in mind, I only have a 64. So.
Yeah, So's rolling it old school. He does not have a Nintendo. He has a Nintendo GameCube or a Wii. Or a Wii U. I don't have a Wii U either, but I have Wii and GameCube. I'm kind of a Nintendo fan myself. Yeah, I do play on occasion Call of Duty, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, those games. And they're fun. Especially Black Ops wager matches or party matches, as they changed the new one, are really, really fun. But I wouldn't say that it's one of those games that I could really get into. I've always just liked the lightheartedness of Pokemon games and games like this. I've never been a huge fan of Mario games, but Pokemon and this and Donkey Kong have always been kind of like my favorites. And I'll probably do more Let's Play videos on Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, which if you haven't played, you need to just stop this video, and go get yourself a Super Nintendo, or download an emulator and just get Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, and just beat them. That's all I gotta say about that. So,
well,
sorry about that lag.
Frame rate.
Yeah, our frame rate is dropping by the moment. So, Josue,
tell me.
Do you know why it is that I don't own a PlayStation 3?
Please inform me.
It's because I'm a straight male.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I'm not
I think
gay.
you might have offended a couple people. You know,
Really?
I don't think. Yeah,
I like to apologize to all the homosexuals out there.
It's kind of rude.
How is that rude? That's what they're called, right? Homosexuals.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, and I quote, that's kind of gay. And
I think if you take that personally, you probably shouldn't be watching our videos then.
this is true.
I think if you're gay and you take pride in being gay, then maybe you shouldn't watch our videos. Not that I hate gay people. I love gay people. I think gay people are awesome.
My
But
best friend's gay.
yeah, one of my good friends is gay. But I definitely let it slip out a lot. I'm surprised I haven't let it slip out today. I'll probably just call Josue gay at one point in the video. Oh, I just did. Josue, you're gay.
If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go cry.
Josue is having his little teary-eyed moment in the corner.
Help! Tony!
Anyway, so this is Super Smash Bros. For the 64. I mean, there really isn't a whole bunch more I can say about it. I didn't really want to do an in-depth like gameplay of this. I just wanted to show you like kind of different bits of it. You know, this is definitely one of my top 5 Nintendo 64 games on my list. I don't know about you this way.
By far one of my favorite 64 games. You know, of
Yeah.
course, Donkey Kong 64 is up there as well.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64. There's a lot of really good Donkey Kong 64 games. I think as a whole, I think though that, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I think that Nintendo 64 was the reason that Nintendo dropped out of the top spot as far as video game control and kind of lost that control to Sony and Microsoft. I think the biggest reason that Nintendo 64 didn't do as well as PlayStation, discs. That's it. If the Nintendo 64 ran on discs, we'd tend to be in a lot different place right now.
Well, I don't think the technology was there yet.
You know, I think it was. Honestly, I think they could have made that decision and called that shot where they could have waited at least a year to release it, and yet still have that technology. You know, because there's a lot of games for the PlayStation 1 that I really like. I mean, for example, I love Crash Bandicoot, and I know a lot of people like Crash Bandicoot. It's a really, really, really good game.
I remember I used to rent that back in Blockbuster, years ago.
Yeah, back when you have to go to like Hollywood Video or Blockbuster to actually rent your games. You didn't buy them. I remember a funny story. One time, my parents rented me a game from the Blockbuster Video, I think, and they didn't know what it was. They just picked it up. They didn't even look at the rating, and it was Conker's Bad Fur Day. Now, if you've played that game, you know it's extremely dirty. And I was at like 2nd grade, 3rd grade maybe, and I remember playing that game. And at first, I was like, "What is this? Like, I should tell my mom and dad that I'm playing a game with bad words in it." And then 5 minutes later, I was realizing, no, I should milk this and play this as long as I want. So, funny, huh?
I think the first game I ever got at Blockbuster, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Yep, honestly, it was
Good game.
I remember it was closing down, and they're like, "Oh, we're selling everything," and I was like, "You know what? Super Smash Brothers. I see Mario, and I like Mario. We connected, and ever since, we've been inseparable. This is, twice in a row I've gotten first place.
Yeah.
You guys need to step it up a bit.
Josue's pretty good at this game, as you can tell.
Yeah, I don't really talk. I like focusing.
Yeah, he likes focusing. I'm kind of the guy who talks. But I think we're gonna call it good for this video. So thank you so much for watching. And if you even slightly enjoyed us ranting and playing this game like noobs, please, please, please hit the subscribe button.
And of course, comment, any other future games you'd like. And if they are overly stupid, we probably won't, and we'll do our own games anyway. So, regardless, comment your games.
Yes, please leave requests. So, this is Antonio,
And hopefully,
and thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.
don't say that. That's just in the video.